What is up, guys? Sam Dog, the infamous 253, coming at you with Dallas Stewart for our week 3 game picks. Dallas, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, it sucked about last week with what happened to us, but we basically just gave that game away, and our offense could not freaking keep drives alive when they needed to the most, which I think was the big key to why we lost that game, other than the freaking Jason Myers missed PAT. And the defense, even though when getting gassed, they did give us some chances, but the offense didn't get it. Just came down to the offense not keeping drives alive for us.
And what mainly killed us in that Titans comeback was the penalties.
Yeah, the holding by DK Metcalf and the Damian Lewis penalty, and then the DJ Reed penalty on defense too. Yeah, so ready to put that behind it. Other than that, for last week in week 2, this is our best week so far. We went 11-5 in our game picks for week 2. So now week 2 is in the book. Now we can just toss this away. And now we can get ready for our week 3 game picks. First off, but hold on a second before we do that. Let me just get it on really quick and just hold on, give me a second. Just gotta get on, and now it's basic slideshow time, and here we go. All right, the week 3 game picks for the 2021 season. First off, Thursday night football, we got the Carolina Panthers, who just beat the New Orleans Saints with Sam Darnold, going to Houston to take on the Houston Texans, who just got beat by the Cleveland Browns. While in the process, they injured Baker Mayfield, but still lost in the end. But I'm going to be taking the Carolina Panthers to move up to 3-0. They're looking pretty good so far with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold looking like he's revitalized. It's like Ryan Tannehill 2.0 after he got out of Adam Gase's system. So give me the Carolina Panthers to make it 3-0.
Give me Carolina as well. It looks like Davis Mills is going to be starting for Houston because Tyrod Taylor got hurt last week against Cleveland.
Wow, both starting quarterbacks went down.
And I've liked what I've seen from Carolina's defense in the first 2 games.
Yeah,
they really shut down New Orleans last week.
Yeah, I thought for sure it would be the other way around with New Orleans.
They're a surprise team so far.
Yeah,
Carolina is.
Yeah, definitely got to give them the props they deserve. They definitely surprised us last week.
Yeah,
man. All right, up next we got the Los Angeles Chargers going to Kansas City, take on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chargers just dropped one to the Cowboys in the final seconds of regulation with Zerline hitting the game-winning kick, and the Chiefs fumbled it away against the Baltimore Ravens, losing 36-35. Clyde Edwards-Helaire with the costly fumble, and then Lamar Jackson just ran out the clock, and the Ravens got a big upset win over the Kansas City Chiefs, and Lamar Jackson finally got that monkey off his back, beating Patrick Mahomes. But I got the Chiefs bouncing back and getting the 2-1 against division rival Chargers. So give me the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs as well. They're a little bit ticked off letting that game slip away from them last week. I like the Chiefs to bounce back at home at Arrowhead.
Yeah, same.
In front of that noise.
Yeah. All right. Up next, we got the lock of the week. Cardinals are going to pistol whip the Jaguars, and the Cardinals probably, let's be real, the Cardinals got lucky that guy missed that game-winning field goal.
He also missed a crucial extra point on one of Minnesota's touchdowns.
Yeah.
Because Kirk Cousins was actually having a good game passing.
Yeah. And the Jaguars, meanwhile, well, we know what happened to them last week against the freaking – who did the Jaguars just –
They lost to Denver.
Yep. Yeah, we knew they were losing that one. Lock of the week, Cardinals over the Jags.
Yeah, lock of the week as well. Cardinals get to 3-0, and I think they do it rather smoothly.
Yep. All right. Up next, Chicago Bears going to Cleveland, taking on the Cleveland Browns. The Bears with a big win over the Cincinnati Bengals. Andy Dalton got injured, and Justin Fields took over, and I expect him to be starting this week. Cleveland, we don't know what's going to happen. Baker Mayfield, we know he got injured. Is he going to be out this game?
I'm not sure. I think he might still be playing.
Yeah, if he's still playing.
Cleveland bounced back after blowing that game in week 1 against the Chiefs.
Yeah, they definitely did bounce back. And I think I'm anxious to see what Justin Fields does in this game. If Andy Dalton is out and Justin Fields finally gets a start, maybe Justin Fields now gets the chance to fully secure the starting quarterback job in Chicago. But
yeah, maybe.
But Baker Mayfield's playing that too. Even with the way the Browns with their bounce back, I think the Browns should be able to get a dub against Chicago. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns here.
Yeah, give me Cleveland to make it 2 in a row and drop the Bears to 1-2.
Yeah.
Give me Cleveland in this one.
All right. Up next, we got Washington football team taking on the Buffalo Bills. Washington football team had that crazy win on Thursday night against the Giants. And then the Buffalo.
Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah, blame Dexter Lawrence for that one, Giants fans. And the Buffalo Bills just straight up murdered the Dolphins 35-0. Give me Buffalo.
Yeah, give me Buffalo to make it 2 in a row. I think that Pittsburgh loss that they let get away at the end in week 1, I think it woke them up.
Yeah, that's far behind them now.
That was probably one of the most impressive wins last week, what they did to Miami, and they injured Tua in the process.
Yep, they did.
And I think Jacoby Brissett has to start for the Dolphins this week.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Up next, we got the Indianapolis Colts going to Tennessee, taking on the Titans. We all know what happened last week with us. Derrick Henry went off, had a monster game. We all had a feeling that offense was going to go off with Derrick Henry. That offense is practically ran by Derrick Henry. And Indianapolis just lost by 3. Frank Reich made some costly decisions again, and basically Carson Wentz gave him a gift-wrapped interception. And no surprise, he got injured again. Carson Wentz injured again. No surprise there. So, and both ankles are sprained. So is it going to be Jacob Eason we see as the starting quarterback for the Colts this week?
It might be. I'll have to look at his. I'll have to pay attention to his status.
Yeah, Titans definitely bounced back against us, and I'm pissed about it from the way that we blew that game.
We just couldn't put him away.
Yeah, we didn't.
We had our chances to keep our foot on. We took our foot off their throat.
Yeah, we took our foot off the gas.
Hang around.
Yeah, and I'm just pissed that we didn't utilize the tight ends as much as we should have. We only one tight end got a pass, and that was Gerald Everett. I'm surprised we didn't utilize Disley or Everett more in that game, like we were in week 1. But other than that, we're moving on to the next one, though. But I got Tennessee rolling Indianapolis at home. Give me the Titans.
Yeah, give me the Titans as well. I think they're going to start to get it rolling.
And we
got embarrassed week 1, and I think that really lit a fire under them.
Yeah, and I'm pissed that it had to be against us too, man. It's just like when Buffalo was on that funk last year, and then they unleashed hell on us, and then the fact that they took it to overtime. But hopefully that was a wake-up call for us, and hopefully we can. Well, we'll get to that later on in the picks. But up next, we got the New England Patriots taking on the New Orleans Saints at home in New England. This is the only image I could find. I was trying to make it where it had the Patriots on the home side on that one, but you know how it is. We're trying to get good images. The Patriots, Mac Jones got his first win of his NFL career against the New York Jets as expected, and the Saints surprisingly getting beat pretty good by the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. So this is gonna be a good one, I think, in my opinion. This might, this is kind of a tough one, man.
It is a tough one. I'm probably gonna go with Patriots to make it 2 in a row.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Patriots, but Bill Belichick versus Sean Payton coaching wise, man.
Yeah.
Man, Patriots got a defense, Saints got a defense, but the Saints defense definitely got exposed against Carolina. Pretty surprising.
Just a complete no-show against Carolina.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead.
They didn't even get off the plane.
Yeah, I'm taking the Patriots as well to make it 2 in a row. Up next, we got another dumpster bowl. The Atlanta Falcons going to New York, MetLife Stadium, taking on the New York Giants. The Falcons got obliterated by Tom Brady again, and the Giants with that choker in the final seconds against the Washington football team. One of these teams is gonna win their first game, and this is gonna be Urinated Tree's first tank bowl, in my opinion. This is definitely one of the tank bowl games, but who's worse, Atlanta or the Giants?
Probably Atlanta. Their defense has given up 80 points through the first two games.
Yeah, I'm taking the Giants.
I'm taking the Giants as well. Atlanta's looked pretty awful the first two games. If it weren't for Dexter Lawrence, the Giants would be 1-1 and in a three-way tie for first place in the NFC East.
Yeah.
But they're not. But I like the Giants in this one. To get their first win.
Yep. All right. Up next, we got the Cincinnati Bengals going to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers in Heinz Field. The Bengals with a disappointing loss after that overtime win against the Vikings in week 1, but lost to the Chicago Bears, and Justin Fields took over the game after Andy Dalton, former Bengal, got injured. And the Pittsburgh Steelers last week, surprising loss to the Las Vegas Raiders at home. But I got the Steelers bouncing back at this week. They're definitely much better than the Bengals, so give me Pittsburgh.
Yeah, give me the Steelers to get a bounce back win and get to 2-1.
Yeah. All right. Up next, we got the Baltimore Ravens going to the Motor City to take on the Detroit Lions. The Ravens with a massive win at home against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, 36-35. That was a crazy finish. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, like we mentioned, costed the Chiefs with that fumble when the Chiefs were trying to drive back to try to win the game. And meanwhile, the Detroit Lions just got pistol whipped by Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, we saw that one coming. We knew that was coming. I got the Baltimore Ravens getting back-to-back wins. I like their momentum they got. They got major momentum after that win against the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm going to be taking the Ravens.
Yeah, give me the Ravens to get back-to-back wins and drop the Lions to 0-3.
Yep. Up next, we got the New York Jets taking on the Denver Broncos. The Jets obviously losing to Mac Jones, giving Mac Jones his first win as the NFL starting quarterback. Meanwhile, the Denver Broncos took care of business in Duval against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Easy pick, Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos get to 3-0.
Yep. And up next, we got the Miami Dolphins going to Las Vegas to take on the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders with that big win over the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Dolphins taking that massive L to the Buffalo Bills, losing 2 in the process. I'm taking the Las Vegas Raiders to make it 3-0. Give me the Raiders.
Yeah, give me the Raiders to get to a surprising 3-0 and avenge that Week 16 Saturday night game last year that eliminated the Raiders from playoff contention.
Yep, with that Ryan Fitzpatrick no look.
I think that was one of the best games of the 2020 regular season. That was a exciting finish last year.
No doubt about that, man. No doubt about that. Up next, we got Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to SoFi Stadium to take on Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams. They were in a close one, looked a little rusty. Stafford did have his first interception as a Rams quarterback, but they managed to barely squeak it out in Indy against the Colts, 27-24. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay, they took care of their business in Atlanta pretty easily, as expected, because Atlanta's the shittiest team in the league this year. Major rebuild. This is going to be a good game here too. Last year, Tampa Bay lost at home to the Rams, with the Rams having Jared Goff, and the Buccaneers are just rolling. This is one personally we need as Seahawks fans too. We definitely need this one to happen. I'm going to go ahead, and you know me, I never sleep on Tom Brady. I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to go into SoFi Stadium and hand the Rams their first loss of the season. I think this is where the Rams dropped their first game of the season. So give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, give me the Bucs as well. I think in a shootout, and to avenge that Monday night loss from last year that they suffered to the Rams in Tampa.
Yeah, and the last time the Buccaneers were in LA, they were playing in the Coliseum, and they beat the Rams with Jameis Winston, which was after we watched that Seahawks versus Cardinals game where Clowney had the pick 6 back in 2019, remember? And then Ndamukong Suh had the daggering scoop and score off of the Shaq Barrett strip.
Yeah, and Ndamukong Suh against his old team.
Once again.
Yeah, this should be a great game.
Yeah, I think
be one of the better games of the weekend.
Probably a shootout, but depending on how Tampa Bay's defense shows up against Stafford and that Rams offense.
Yeah.
Did they get any of their key cornerbacks back after they got injured in that Thursday night kickoff game with the against the Cowboys?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. All right. Now it's time for our game as we go to US Bank Stadium. Seahawks taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Ready to just put last week behind us and just move on and try to bounce back. So we better freaking be going into this game pissed. We know the Vikings are on 2, and they're going to be going in pissed in this one too. They still got Dalvin Cook, and they got one of the rising stars in Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. Kirk Cousins did have a good game, but the kicker really costed them. Really, they probably, if they would have, that was an easy kick for that guy to make too, man. How do you miss a 30-yarder to win the game in Arizona, man?
Yeah, you gotta make that kick. God, the Vikings have had 2 crushing losses to start the year.
Yeah, the overtime loss.
Mike Zimmer could be on his way out.
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm just ready to, like I said, I'm ready to put that. I'm ready to. Sorry about that. I'm ready to just put that Tennessee game behind us. I'm pissed about that, and Seahawks got to be going into this game pretty freaking pissed as well after dropping that game that they should have won against the Tennessee Titans last week. And we got to just get it going. And Metcalf needs to freaking keep his cool, man, because I know he's kind of going off. You know, he's upset about, not getting as much balls placements and whatnot. But when you're getting covered like that, it's definitely gonna open up a lot of different plays for Russell Wilson to have to make, especially with Tyler Lockett too. Tyler Lockett had a good game last week too. It just sucks that it was all for nothing. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sleeping on Minnesota since they're 0-3. I mean, 0-2. My bad. I'm not sleeping on them. They're going to be dying for a win in front of their home crowd too. But I think Russell Wilson, we need to definitely get more plays to the tight ends. Like I mentioned, tight ends need to be more active in this game. And I think the Vikings are going to try to play 2 safeties deep again, like they tried last year against us when we had that crazy ass comeback and 1-point win against the Vikings at home on Sunday Night Football last year in Seattle. But now the game's in Minnesota, and I think this is America's game of the week for Fox, which is why it's in the 1 p.m. slate. But I'm going to take us to bounce back and get to 2-1 in the division. So give me the Seahawks to come out. But I'm not sleeping on Minnesota because they're going to be hungry for a win. But hopefully we're coming into this game more pissed than they are, and we can knock their asses to 0-3. So give me the Seahawks.
Yeah, give me the Seahawks as well. They need to bounce back here. They can't have a hangover effect from the Tennessee game. They need to get that. They need to flush it, like Dave Wyman said on Seahawks game day, because after this game, they have a 3-game gauntlet.
Yeah, we take on.
If they kick one in Minnesota, then it's maybe starting to panic a little bit, but they cannot afford to kick this one.
Yeah,
they have to get it done.
If we kick this one, I'm not going to be feeling too good about the next 4 games after that, because we have to play the 49ers, then we have to play the Rams, and then we have to play the Steelers, and we have to play the Saints.
Yeah,
we have to.
The three after this one is probably our toughest stretch, in my opinion.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But other than that, I got us bouncing back. And
yeah, so do I.
Coming in pissed and
Russell Wilson and the Seahawks usually respond after a tough loss, and I expect them to do the same.
Yeah, Russell better be coming in pissed and carving up Minnesota.
But I'm not sleeping on Minnesota because they're desperate. They're 0-2, and they can get after they have a decent pass rush who got after Russell Wilson in the first half last year in that Sunday night game. So I'm definitely not taking them lightly.
You can't. They played us really tough last year, and they're probably going to try to play.
They choked that game, to be honest.
Yeah, they did. They gift wrapped us that game, and we went 95 yards and hit DK Metcalf for the game winner. Hopefully, like I mentioned, with DK, hopefully DK doesn't have any costly taunting penalty or any costly holding penalties like he did last week. And hopefully we can just cut down the penalties that our defense caused too, man. Yeah. So just gotta get it right this week. But this time, I also gotta say this: we need to win the time of possession battle too, because Tennessee had the ball for 40 minutes and we only had it for 18 minutes. The key for this one is win the time of possession battle, so that way our defense doesn't have to be out on the field as much too. And we got to maintain long drives. That's one of the reasons why I also think we lost that game, is because the offense couldn't maintain the drives. This time, I want to see us maintain long drives and put up points, so that way the defense isn't as gassed late in the game.
Cut the penalties in half.
Exactly.
That really killed us last week.
Yeah. All right.
Can't have dumb penalties.
Yeah, no dumb penalties at all. All right, on to the next one. Sunday Night Football. We got the Green Bay Packers going into Santa Clara to take on the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers took care of their business, but barely squeaked it out. Surprisingly, 17-11 against the Philadelphia Eagles. I was shocked at that too. And then the Green Bay Packers, little tight in the beginning, but they managed to take care of business and just beat the living crap out of Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. And we'll see how the 49ers respond to that showing that they had last week against the Philadelphia Eagles. Granted, it was a rusty game. Granted, they were still able to squeak it out. But I got the 49ers losing their first game of the year this season against the Green Bay Packers. So I'm going to be taking Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers definitely looked like he flushed the Saints week 1 game, put that one behind him, and just got back to cooking in the second half of that Detroit game. Granted, it was tight early, but the Packers just got hot and just cooked them. But I got Green Bay winning 2 in a row, so give me the Packers.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to go with Green Bay as well. They've struggled the last few years against San Francisco, but I think that
last year they blew them out because the 49ers got rid of
the Packers
COVID.
are going to start to get on a roll here.
Yeah, but remember last year when the Packers played the 49ers in Levi's, the 49ers were completely riddled with injuries and, of course, the COVID, and of course, a lot of players with key players with COVID. I remember that last year. Dallas? All right. On to the next one. Up next, we got the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday. We got the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday night taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Philly barely just lost to the 49ers, and the Dallas Cowboys squeaked it out in SoFi Stadium against the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys to